Brought to you by Penguin.
Too Late to Awaken by Slavoj Žižek. Read by Neil Gardner. Introduction. Between future and avenir. As an obsessional neurotic, I regularly wake up a couple of minutes before my alarm clock rings, no matter what time I set it for, and no matter what time zone I'm in. But it would be wrong to read this idiosyncrasy as a sign that I'm fully aware of the need to wake up. It's more that I do it to avoid the traumatic experience of being woken. Why? The Apostle Paul characterized his own time in a way that seems to fit our present moment perfectly. Make no mistake about the age we live in. Already it is high time for us to awake out of our sleep. Romans 13:11. However, recent historical experience rather seems to demonstrate the opposite. There is no right moment to awaken. We either freak out too early and thus appear to spread empty panic, or we come to our senses when it's already too late. We solace ourselves with the thought that there is still time to act, and then, all of a sudden, we realize that there isn't. Again, why? When somebody stays up working or amusing himself into the small hours, we usually tell him it's too late to be awake. But what if, in our historical moment, it's rather too late to awaken? We hear all the time that it's 5 minutes, or 1 minute, or even 10 seconds to noon, to global doomsday, so now is our last chance to avert disaster. But what if the only way to prevent a catastrophe is to assume that it has already happened? That we're already 5 minutes past 0 hour. So what lies ahead when there is no future? In French, and some other languages, like my own, Slovene, there are 2 words for future that in English cannot be adequately differentiated. Futur and avenir. Futur stands for the future as the continuation of the present, the full actualization of tendencies that are already in place. Avenir points towards a radical break, a discontinuity with the present, to something new that is to come, à venir, not just what will be. If Trump had won against Biden in the 2020 elections, he would have been, before the elections, the future president, but not the president to come. In today's apocalyptic situation, our ultimate horizon, the futur, is what Jean-Pierre Dupuy calls the dystopian fixed point, a 0 point of nuclear war, ecological breakdown, global economic and social chaos, Russia's attack on Ukraine exploding into a new world war, and so on. Even if it is indefinitely postponed, this 0 point is the attractor towards which our reality, left to itself, will tend. The way to combat this future catastrophe is through acts that interrupt our drift towards the fixed point. We can see here how ambiguous the Sex Pistols' "No Future" chant really is. At a deeper level, it designates not the impossibility of change, but precisely what we should be striving for, to break the hold that the catastrophic future has over us, and thereby to open up a space for something new to come. Dupuy's meaning is that, if we are to confront properly the threat of catastrophe, we have to introduce a new notion of time, the time of a project. We should conceive of a closed circuit between the past and the future. The future is causally produced by our acts in the past, while the way that we act is determined by our anticipation of the future and our reaction to what we have anticipated. If we perceive...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?